Ever wondered how a small pill can make a big difference in your health? The answer lies in the fascinating field of clinical pharmacology. It's the science that bridges the gap between the lab and the patient's bedside, unraveling the mysteries of how drugs work within our bodies. Clinical pharmacology is a cornerstone in the healthcare industry, playing a critical role in developing new treatments, ensuring medication safety, and improving patient outcomes. Imagine our bodies as a complex network of highways. Drugs are like vehicles navigating these highways, interacting with various checkpoints, our cells and organs, influencing the course of disease. They can slow down disease progression, speed up recovery, or sometimes even bring about a cure. By understanding clinical pharmacology, we can utilize drugs more effectively and safely. It's like having a roadmap for those vehicles, ensuring they reach their destination without causing unnecessary traffic jams or accidents. So buckle up as we embark on this journey together. So, how does a drug work its magic within our body? Well, the journey of a drug inside our body is a fascinating process that can be understood through two key concepts: pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics. Pharmacokinetics, in simple terms, is what the body does to the drug. Picture it like this. You've swallowed a pill. It's now embarked on a journey through your body. The first stop is absorption. This is when the drug moves from its site of administration into the bloodstream. It's like the drug getting on a train at the station and heading off to its next destination. Next comes distribution. Here, the drug is carried by the bloodstream to different parts of the body. It's like our drug, now on the train, reaching different stops along its route. But not all parts of the body are accessible. Some areas, like the brain, are more difficult for the drug to reach. Once the drug has reached its destination, it's time for metabolism. This is like the drug checking in at a hotel and getting a makeover. The body's enzymes transform the drug into a more easily excretable form. It's the body's way of saying, thanks for visiting, but it's time for you to leave now. And that brings us to excretion, the final phase. This is when the drug, now transformed, leaves the body, most commonly through the kidneys. Now let's talk about pharmacodynamics, or what the drug does to the body. This is all about the drug's effects, both therapeutic and adverse. Our drug, having reached its destination, now interacts with certain proteins or enzymes to produce a response. It's like a key fitting into a lock, initiating a series of events that result in a change in the body's function or state. Understanding these principles allows us to predict how a drug will behave in the body. It's like being able to map out the journey of our drug, from the moment it's swallowed to the moment it leaves the body. And that, friends, is the fascinating voyage of a drug inside our body. But how do we choose the right drug for the right patient at the right time? Welcome to the world of rational drug therapy. This is the art and the science of selecting the most suitable medication for an individual patient. It isn't just about picking any drug that might do the trick. It's about considering a range of factors to make the best possible choice. First and foremost, we consider efficacy. Will the drug do what it's supposed to do? Then, we look at safety. Will the drug cause harm? Understanding these two aspects is fundamental, but we don't stop there. We also think about convenience. Is the drug easy to administer? Will the patient adhere to the treatment? Lastly, cost comes into play. Is the drug affordable? By balancing these factors, rational drug therapy aims to optimize the benefits of medication while minimizing the risks. It's about making smart, informed choices for the best possible patient outcomes. What happens when the patient is an expectant or breastfeeding mother? This is a question that carries significant weight in the world of clinical pharmacology. When it comes to drug treatment during pregnancy and lactation, the stakes are higher and the considerations more complex. Let's start with pregnancy. During this time, anything the mother ingests, including medication, has the potential to cross the placental barrier and reach the developing fetus. This is why the safety of medications during pregnancy is categorized by the Food and Drug Administration into 5 categories: A, B, C, D, and X. Category A is considered safe, while Category X is known to cause fetal abnormalities and should be avoided. However, it's not as simple as just avoiding Category X drugs. The benefits of treatment must be weighed against the potential risks. For example, if a woman has a severe chronic condition that could harm her or the fetus if left untreated, the benefits of taking certain medications might outweigh the potential risks. During lactation, the situation is somewhat different but equally important. Drugs can be excreted in breast milk and potentially affect the nursing infant. The degree to which a drug is excreted in breast milk depends on several factors, including the drug's characteristics, the mother's metabolism, and the infant's ability to metabolize the drug. The key here is balance. The mother's health must be maintained, but the health of the fetus or newborn is of equal importance. This is why it's crucial to consult with healthcare professionals who can provide expert advice based on the latest research and individual patient circumstances. In conclusion, drug treatment during pregnancy and lactation is a complex area that requires careful consideration. The potential risks to the fetus or newborn must always be weighed against the benefits of treatment for the mother. And remember, every case is unique, and what works for one person might not work for another. Careful consideration and expert advice are crucial during these sensitive periods. But what about the very young and the elderly? Do they need special considerations too? Absolutely, they do. Let's delve into the fascinating world of pediatric and geriatric pharmacology. When it comes to pediatric patients, we're dealing with a demographic that is still growing and developing. This means that their bodies process drugs differently compared to adults. For instance, children often have a higher metabolic rate, which might cause them to process and excrete drugs more quickly. On the flip side, infants, particularly newborns, may have immature liver and kidney function, which can slow drug metabolism and excretion, potentially leading to an increased risk of drug toxicity. Moreover, age-related changes in drug distribution can also occur. For example, infants have a higher percentage of body water than adults, which can affect the distribution of water-soluble drugs. These are just a few examples of how pediatric pharmacology can be a complex field requiring careful consideration and individualized therapy. Now let's shift our focus to geriatric pharmacology, which concerns individuals in their later years. Like children, older adults also have unique pharmacological considerations. Aging can lead to changes in body composition, such as an increase in body fat and a decrease in total body water. This can affect the distribution of both fat-soluble and water-soluble drugs. Additionally, liver and kidney function often decline with age, impacting drug metabolism and excretion. Older adults may also be more sensitive to certain drugs, meaning they might experience more pronounced effects or side effects at doses that are well tolerated in younger adults. In both pediatric and geriatric pharmacology, it's crucial to remember that one size does not fit all. Each patient's individual characteristics, including their age, body composition, organ function, and sensitivity to drugs, must be taken into account when making drug treatment decisions. In conclusion, whether a patient is 8 or 80, their unique needs must be considered in drug treatment decisions. It's a delicate balancing act, but one that's crucial for effective and safe drug therapy. So, we've journeyed from the basics of clinical pharmacology to its complex applications in different life stages. We began with an overview of clinical pharmacology, how it's the science of drugs and their clinical use. It's an integral part of medicine, and its applications are vast, from understanding how drugs interact with the body to optimizing the efficacy of drug treatment. We delved into the basics of drug action, discussing how drugs interact with the body, the mechanisms of their action, and the body's response. Remember, every drug has its unique mode of action, and understanding this is crucial to predicting and managing its effects. We then moved on to rational drug therapy, the principle that guides physicians in prescribing the most appropriate drugs. It's not just about treating the condition, but about considering the patient's overall health, potential side effects, cost, and the drug's efficacy. Our discussion took a more specific turn when we explored drug treatment during pregnancy and lactation. We emphasized how these are unique periods where drug therapy must be carefully managed to ensure the health of both mother and child. We talked about the factors that influence drug transfer to the fetus or to breast milk and the potential effects on the child. We also touched on geriatric and pediatric pharmacology, reminding ourselves that age significantly influences how the body handles drugs. In children, the body's systems are still developing, while in older adults, they are often in a state of decline. Both scenarios require special considerations when prescribing drugs. In conclusion, clinical pharmacology is a vast and complex field, but it's pivotal to effective healthcare. It's about understanding the science behind drugs and using this knowledge to optimize treatment, considering not just the disease, but the patient as a whole. It's about making informed decisions that prioritize patient safety and maximize therapeutic effectiveness. Subscribe for more because you won't find me later. Always remember, Knowledge is the prescription for better health.